Next question comes from Noah Legel, and he asks, what kind of grappling techniques can be found in karate? Yes, I am totally asking this one to see you get armbarred again. And I believe what he's referring to is this. So when we see karate, we normally look at like board breaking, kicking, punching, etc., hard blocks, stuff like that. However, there's a very important part of karate known as tuite. And what tuite is the twisting and manipulation of joints. And that can be very small, like small circle jujitsu almost, to the fingertip points, up to the wrist, to the elbow, to the shoulder, neck. Basically anything you're seeing can be manipulated via tuite. And the sister concept to that is what's known as tegumi. And tegumi began on the island of Okinawa almost as like a youthful game. And it was a matter of trying to off-balance your opponent and pin their back to the ground. And tegumi ultimately became a part of karate in that it involves kazushi, off-balancings, as well as sweeping motions, throwing motions, and things of that nature. Now, tegumi by name is not really expressly a part of any particular kata. So it's not like you're going to see the tegumi portion of Gojushio or anything like that. In fact, the most well-known usage of that word itself comes from Patrick McCarthy sensei. He has a series of flow drills that he utilizes that involve a lot of core tegumi-ish concepts. Very good stuff. So in karate, especially in classical karate, there's a lot of tuite and a lot of tegumi, and they're part of what is called the continuum, as Mr. Hayes likes to call it. And what that is as you engage, you begin your engagement with something that's going to distract or off-balance your opponent. That might be a strike, say for example. However, you then will rotate immediately into the next part of your curriculum, which can help you control and maintain the opponent and set you up for the next following strike, which, if everything goes according to plan, might be a Kyusho style strike for a knockout or some other detrimental type of damage, depending on the severity of the situation. So one important thing to remember about karate is that the old Okinawans didn't like to do anything really fancy. They didn't like to do any particular high kicking or spinning kicking or anything like that. And furthermore, once they got contact on you, they liked to keep that contact. Because just in case something got in their eyes, they got adrenaline-inspired tunnel vision, or what have you, having contact on your opponent is extremely beneficial. So they would use tuite and things like that to bring an opponent perhaps down to their knees, off balance, some way to eliminate their ability to hurt you, and then they would follow up with more kinetic striking. So it would involve perhaps a strike to the head followed by a tuite technique and perhaps a low kick, something like that, in order to continue to degrade the health of your opponent. Now, we also see these aspects in a lot of kata. So in our kata, you'll notice that in the embusen, we will turn this way, then we'll turn this way, then maybe we'll spin and go down the back or something like that. And at a base level bunkai, we'll often use multiple different opponents to address those angles. And in fact, kata is good for helping with multiple opponents, but we can be a bit over-reliant on that. And in fact, what a lot of those turns are indicating are sweeping throws of your opponent, stepping behind an opponent, getting him to the ground, manipulating him, doing a toss, and moving your body in a circular motion, almost Aikido-like. Tobu Urundi is huge for that. They have a lot of techniques which are very flowing, some like Aikido people would love to see. Now, one thing that's true is that there was never as much of a ground game focus, as I understand it, as in, say, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So while there was ground wrestling involved, especially in tegumi, it was never as emphasized or as highly refined as you see in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is a fantastic art. A lot of times the Okinawans were concerned with, if they found themselves on the ground, they wanted to escape that environment so that way they could get back up to their feet. They were concerned about other people nearby that might be coming to help out their opponent, looking to do something very nasty to them while they're on the ground. And also being able to stand back up to utilize more technique or to escape. So if they are protecting people around them, they need to eliminate an opponent and address other opponents as quickly as possible. Otherwise, while you're engaged with this opponent, something bad might be happening to your family over here. So that was the Okinawan life protection mindset. They did not want to stay on the ground very long. However, that being the case, loved grappling, loved to get in there, break bone, twist joint, and have fun with it.